Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
And welcome back, everyone. Yes, we always want to stay positive. Who wants to be negative and just be in a bad mood all the time? It's easier said than done. How to maintain positivity in your life. We're going to look at that today. And she's somebody that helps people with this all the time, counseling them through many different areas, self-improvement, people who are just stuck in their lives, getting people through grief, holistic health and fitness. And the base of all of that, the foundation, I believe, is positivity. If you don't have positivity, you're going to have a little bit of trouble motoring through any of this stuff. Dawn Manderfeld is with us once again. How you doing today, Dawn?
I'm doing great. How are you, Steve?
I'm good. This is so important, and many don't even talk about it. Staying positive. Again, it's easy to say to somebody, come on, look at the bright side. Yeah, I get that. But there are things that we can do, I feel, on a regular basis to get in that mindset of when things go sour, go negative, that you're able to turn your car back into the positive road. And is it just that? Being able to react to things a little differently once you get in that mindset. I'm just thinking about this. You're the one that's it's going to drive the car, if you will.
Well, I think in this day and age, we're so used to chaos and so used to going on a whim, we really forget that we can still have peace through all that. A lot of people lose their peace through the chaos that's going on right now. It can be chaos we choose. It can be chaos that's put in our situations that we can't control. But we really can get numb to what peace really is and how to really make a better decision because we get so used to the chaos that we're around all the time.
I agree with you. And I believe that we're programmed to be negative from an early age. You're a 2-year-old, started walking, go up to the kitchen table, have a salt shaker, oh, pepper shaker, oh, this is great. You reach for it, and what do your parents say? Ah, whoa, put that down, put that down. You don't know the difference. This is wonderful. You found a new toy, and there comes negativity. So we get used to it, used to accepting it, and I know that negativity can also protect you at times, but how do you get in that mindset of staying more positive than negative?
I really think it probably, for me, starts with, again, who am I and who do I want to portray myself as? And what kind of character do I want to have, I want to see in other people? We attract like people, but when we're in the workforce and when we're going about our daily situations and daily duties, we don't always get to choose who we're going to be around. We have to remember how we respond and how we choose to react to what we're around really falls on us. It doesn't fall on the person next to us, it doesn't fall on our boss, it doesn't fall on our spouse, it doesn't fall on our significant other. It really is us making a decision of, do I want to be like that? Or do I want to be different? Like, am I going to be a happy person today? And if I am, how am I going to learn to navigate around that and not take offense to what other people may say to me? I mean, so many times people take offense to things and there was nothing even said was offensive. But their mindset is already set and they're already programmed for that. So we have so many things we mentally and emotionally have to work out in our own head to quit allowing what the world and what people are trying to speak into us and tell us. We still have a decision, and we have to remember our decisions, and we have to not be afraid to just look at someone and smile and say, not really sure what you meant by that. However, I don't know what you're going through today. I don't know if you got a bad report. I don't know if you got a bad phone call. I don't know if you're struggling at work. However, I'm here to be your friend. I'm here to encourage you. However, I'm not going to take in that negativity today. And it's okay for you to walk away. And it's their decision. If they're going to take offense, it's going to be their decision and how they're going to react for the rest of the day. You'd be surprised at just those little simple things where you speak life to someone that simply, oh, it's going to help you stay stronger that day to stay more mentally, positively focused. You may also be helping them go, whoa, okay, yeah, that wasn't very nice. I didn't really need to say that.
Hmm. I'm seeing it here. It's definitely coming clearer that we just get in the mindset of reacting negatively. Something happens, you get a bill in the mail, and maybe it's incorrect, maybe it's a miscommunication. Right away, if you're programmed or you program yourself to pounce on it, what are you gonna do? Pick up the phone. What is this? What you just sent me? You just instinctively, through habit, do it, as opposed to flipping it around the other way and say, "Oh, that wasn't right. Let me call them up. Hi, can we take care of this? This isn't my bill, or this is incorrect." So it's the intention you said, and then you got to stick to the intention. It's almost as, I guess, train yourself to go down a positive road. Because how many times you look at people like, wow, look at him or look at her. They always look positive. They're always like smiling. Everything's great. Seems to me that they made it, they made a conscious effort, decision. I'm going to look at the positive side of things and stay in that lane. You think that's really what it is?
It is, um, you really, it's really sad to say this, but in the day and age right now, it's not really easy to wake up every day and just say you want to have a positive, happy day. There are so many pressures and stress that are put on people, even kids in school, expectations that they have. I mean, in the workforce, at school, you're around other people that have been raised different than you, they're going through so many different things than you, yet we're all supposed to just naturally get along and just, work it out through the day. And that's not necessarily so easy, you know. Um, it really is a decision that you have to make of what kind of person you really want to be. And it really takes speaking life to yourself.
Hmm.
You really have to just wake up. I don't care if it's looking in the mirror, if you have no one else to look at, and just say, you know what? I didn't sleep the greatest last night, but I just really want to have a good day today. And I need to respond differently to people. I mean, you walk down the street. This just happened last week. I was walking down the street and I was kind of humming, just walking along. It was beautiful outside. And a gentleman walked by me and I said, "Good morning." And he goes, "Really? It's really good?" I was just like,
Mm.
oh, okay. And I just kept on walking and I'm like, that's what it is. I mean, look at the news. Tell me what's positive in news. I wish there was a news station that start off their program, in the middle of the program, and at the end of the program, they show what people are doing good for somebody else. Showing something that's just positive and good. Because there's so much negativity, because there's so many personalities trying to function in this world. And not all personalities get along. So yeah,
Hmm.
it really is mindset.
This is what makes you radically different because I don't want to use a cliche, but it fits. You keep it real. Even the name of your practice is called Living Beautifully Broken. Now, many people say, well, you never say broken. Don't ever say that. We're not broken. Yeah, we are. Like, oh, that's a cow. It has spots. That's not a cow, that's a giraffe. We are. I believe, and I want your feedback on this. When And I agree with everything you said. There's so much negativity in the world. It's easy to get pulled into the negative quicksand. But if you start reframing things, I feel you react faster than not. For example, situation comes up. Somebody cuts you off in traffic. What's the first thing you do? Well, you bird comes out. Well, if you ride on the negative train, you're gonna let that marinate in your mind for however long. It could be 5 minutes. It could be 5 hours. You could be on the phone later with somebody. You believe a guy coming over? When you reframe it, yes, you're going to get mad, but you're going to pull it back in faster. So it's like you're going to meet for the moment and you're like, all right, okay. Maybe they're having a bad day. Maybe they got some bad information, bad news. They are trying to support their family and they're working 4 jobs and they're tired. Not a reason to cut somebody off in traffic, but there's an understanding that goes along with that. But I feel it's you reel it in faster once you adopt that mindset. Does that make sense?
Yes, being positive is like having an addiction.
Hmm.
You can, once you start being positive and you start seeing the reaction from other people, it makes you want to be even more positive. Um, Another example that I have the other day was I was in the grocery store and I was going through the line. And there was a lady in front of me, and actually, she was behind me. She said, I'm late for work. Can I please go in front of you? I have less groceries than you. I said, sure. I wasn't in a hurry. Why not? So I let her do it. And there was this young gal. She didn't look any older than maybe 17. And she went up there and she was, putting it through. But the sticker wasn't like working on every single product that this lady had. So the lady was getting so frustrated. She goes, please quit slowing me down. I have to get to work. You're slowing me down. And the young gal goes, ma'am, I'm really trying. She said, but I'm having issues with this. So finally, the lady who was buying the groceries was so adamant at her. She goes, you know what? If you can't do this job, get a different job.
Hmm.
And the girl looked at me and I could tell that she was ready to well up in tears. And the lady looked at me and she goes, don't you agree? And I said, absolutely not. I said, I don't know what you do for work, but what if you went to work and your computer didn't start up right away? Then you're even going to be more late for work. I said, she really is trying. And the lady just put her head down. Needless to say, when we got up there, I looked at the young gal and I said, you're doing a great job. And I said, but I can tell something's really weighing on you. And she said, yeah, my mom got a bad report. She's in hospice and I'll probably lose her in a week. But I really am trying to do my job. And I was like, boom, there it is. I know that lady was late for work and maybe she shouldn't have went grocery shopping,
Yeah.
when she was already late. That's what I'm trying to say is we really don't know what somebody's going through and why they're reacting the way it is. But one reaction from us can change their whole day. It can change the whole direction of what they do in their life.
100%. You could go to the barista at Starbucks and they may be contemplating doing something to themselves.
Yep.
And your thank you for this tastes delicious. Thank you for what you're doing today. I love your hair, by the way. That could have changed their life at that very moment. That very
Yeah.
moment. Yeah.
That's how powerful our words are.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
just, I mean, like I said, the spirit of fence is 200% everywhere in the world right now. And we have to remember not everybody, the next person is not us. The next person is themselves. Maybe they're working on themselves. Like I said earlier, maybe they had a bad report. Maybe they have a job that's really, really punching at them. Maybe they have a relationship that's devastating to them.
Sure.
Even just a smile and saying good morning is just really either turn somebody off or go, oh, good morning. Good morning. Okay.
I think we're afraid to say these things because people might judge us and say, what's wrong with him? What's wrong with her? I think there's, would you drink the Kool-Aid today? Yeah, I think we're afraid. And back to that woman. Um, I actually got angry when you were telling that story because I would have said the same exact thing that you said. And then I might have even said to her, yeah, what if that was your daughter? Look at it that way, ma'am. And she's dealing with somebody like you. Because I thought of my daughter right away.
Yep.
People don't realize it. And you're right. Words are so powerful. I never forgot these lyrics to a song. Not even a big fan of the song. It's a good song, whatever. It's from the 80s. Cher, If I Could Turn Back Time. And
Oh,
there's a
yep.
line in there. Words are like weapons that sometimes heal or hurt. Um, Never forgot that. Words are like weapons. You just throw a few out there. It's like taking a gun. It's, to what you're doing to somebody's soul. And I don't think we realize it. We just spew all of that out there.
Well,
Um,
once your words come out, you can't take them back.
right.
And
Neither
um,
can you take back a bullet.
yeah, exactly. Yep. It's like you can't. You can say you're sorry and you can apologize. But I'll just bring up my past a little bit. From being a woman that has been abused by her husband, it was easier for me to forgive and get past that than it was his words that he said to me. I replay over and over and over. And it just took time to realize that maybe it really wasn't me. He
Mm,
was really going through something. I really am enough. I really am worth having a happy life. I am worth having desires of my heart.
yeah. It's not that we cut somebody slack, but we have to look at what their situation is. And maybe that helps us forgive a little bit. And it's not for the person, it's for free. It's a whole nother topic, forgiveness.
Exactly.
Uh,
Yeah. It's a good one though.
yeah. But when you look at, and I'm not centering on you, or me, but I get what you're saying. Trust me. Um, when you look at somebody's life and really process why you think they did what they did or do what they do, I call it connecting the dots. It's like, oh, well, that happened in their childhood. That happened as well. That doesn't give them permission to do what they do, but at least it helps you understand a little bit more. Because maybe we do things too based on our childhood.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. It's takes a while to figure that out, unfortunately. And the frustrating part is the people that do things, well, goes back to another cliche, hurt people hurt.
Exactly.
Then maybe they don't mean to. Well, they do because they haven't figured it out. And once you work with somebody like yourself or use a modality, hypnotherapy, I did that, it was great. You figure out what's going on there. Um, does it help? Yes. Does it help you heal? Yes. Um, doesn't make it go away.
No, it does not.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. I had a client once like that, and she said, this is just how I was raised. It's what I'm used to. It's who I am. And I don't, I don't think I can change.
I applaud
And
that.
so
I
when,
I actually the admission of that, I applaud
yep,
that. At least
yep,
they're being real and they're
well, they
realizing.
are because
Yeah.
that's all they saw for, 18 years. And it does get ingrained in you, which is really unfortunate. Um, that's why there's just so many hurting people out there.
Hmm.
And there's a lot of people that don't know how to help them. And it's not always easy, but when you can finally get a connection with someone and use words, simple words to start with, that's where change can happen. Like on my logo, it's a picture of a face, there's a mask on the side, and then there's a butterfly at the top. Well, butterfly means renewing.
Mm.
So once you're willing to take your mask off and you're willing to just see, oh wow, I can make changes. Oh wow, I can be positive. You're out of your cocoon, and all of a sudden now the world is at your hands. And you're you're literally indispensable when you realize what your worth and your value is.
Hmm. It's like you come out of the fog.
Yes.
And I love the logo and the mass connection. I'm in a men's group in there for about 5 months now, totally out of my wheelhouse. I joined on a whim and it's been impactful and we share things and we change up the groups. There's different men. Man, it's called a tour. So you meet different men. The one I'm in has been the longest now. And we have values. We establish what are our values. One of them is respect others' time. Don't show up late. If you do, it's a cleanup. You have to do something, maybe 50 burpees or something. You were late. Not cool. Not cool. But one of the values is masks down. Mask down. You're vulnerable. You tell your situation. There's no judgment. We don't give advice. We maybe give suggestions or look at it different ways, but the mask thing so powerful. Um, it's funny. Back to music. Billy Joel song called "The Stranger." We all wear masks.
Yep.
Came out in 1977. It was the title track to his album, "The Stranger." But we come home at night and we take the mask off. Like, who am I going to be today? You're wearing a mask at work. That's a different mask than you wear for your significant other. Um, and you're wearing a mask for yourself because you're afraid to admit things. And I'm not, that song doesn't have all that in it, but I'm going with the mask thing. We need to unmask. All right. It's cool. And I think you've done that and you help others do that in realizing, yeah, I got some issues. It's i.e. broken. Yeah, we are. What broke us? Past situations, childhood. Your childhood could have been fantastic, but there's some things in there that you reacted a certain way to them, right?
Exactly. We have to give ourselves permission.
Mm,
We have to give ourselves permission to change. It's okay for us to give ourselves permission to not want to be how we used to be, or not want to keep going in the same direction that we are. Sometimes we've been trained and we're so used to having to hear permission from other people. We don't need to get permission from other people. We can give ourselves permission to change.
mm. I think that's a key point right there. You have to give yourself permission to change. In a minute left, what's preventing us from granting permission? What do you think it is?
Fear,
Mm,
fear of change, fear that if we do it, people we look up to are not going to accept it. Fear has a lot to do with how we live our life and what we give ourselves permission to do.
that says it all right there. And yeah, I don't know why I didn't think of it, but fear, giving yourself permission, and let's admit it. Let's take the mask off. Many of us don't like change. So we just keep
Yeah.
doing the same thing over and over, saying the same things to the same people over and over. Nothing changes. Guess what? Nothing changes. And if you're, riding the negative train, nothing's going to change.
The other thing I like to say is it's okay to make a decision that breaks our heart, that brings us peace at the end. Or again, it's learning to be
Mm.
broken beautifully, and that it is okay. It's through our brokenness that we can become who we want to be and where we can become successful.
Peace is so essential. And I never knew what it was. I'm not I'm really religious, but when I would go to church, younger, older, everybody would say, "Peace be with you, peace be with you, peace be with you." I didn't know what it meant. Had no idea. Yeah, peace be with you too. Peace. Until I realized, oh, I don't have any peace. Oh, okay. That's what that means. That's what that feels like an inner peace. I think we're all running, very hot.
Yeah.
But when you have
There's a lot of freedom in peace. It's
yeah,
just learning, feeling what it is and accepting it and letting it be a part of your daily life.
yeah, and accepting it, um, releasing the guilt that you have that feeling because it's almost as if you're just putting everything out of the I'm not going to worry about anything. No, you're granting yourself some peace for a change. Um, and this is what you help people do. How do we find you?
You can find me at livingbb.org is my website. My email is donrenee@livingbb.org. My phone number is 952-200-1103.
Yeah, starts with a conversation. You get it. And again, I'm going to say it. You are real. You had the mask, you took it, you threw it away a long time ago. And in doing so, you help others. So Dawn, thank you so much for being here today.
Yeah, thank you and have a blessed week.
You too. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
Mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned.
This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.